Alright guys, Oddball back here. I just literally got done shooting a video, and I was sitting there looking, and I thought, what's something I hadn't tied yet? So I got into my my drawer of tying supplies, and I found this. Found the bundle of marabou, this brown color. I was like, you know what, I hadn't done anything like that. And then I kept digging, and I found this woolly booger, which y'all are like, woolly booger? What is he talking about? In fly fishing, they use these woolly booger. They call it woolly booger marabou because it's a lot fluffier, and they'll tie these in. Like they'll find it and they'll get it to where it wraps, and it'll make a real fuzzy jig. Which I probably ought to do that on one of these one day, just for the fun of it. But we're gonna do a candy red 32nd ounce jig, number 4 hook. They call it candy red. I call it hot rod red. Because, come on, I think of old classic car when I see that color. But we're going to tie it off with this, say it's a 170 denier. As I said in a previous video, I don't remember what size this is. All I know is it ties, and it's not the smallest thread I've got. That plain old 70 denier that I have is some itty bitty stuff. But we're going to start our wraps right here at the head. And we're just going to roll it back. See, whenever I'm doing these, I love doing this kind of stuff. I love working with my hands. It's always very relaxing. Like whenever I don't have an order of these to do, kind of just get to spitball making whatever, and kind of get to come up with these kind of cool ideas. Which, it's like, okay, what's going to work, what's not going to work. You never know. Alright, instead of starting off with a brown, since this jig actually sits in the water, more akin to that, I want a bit of red on top towards this hook. So, instead of using that whole feather, which I peeled a good bit off, I'll sit and take that, and we're going to do, whoops, see, that's perfect. A little bit of that. Yeah, I literally just pulled it off of the stem. And of course, I got a little bit more floating here. We'll try to use that too. Oh, looks like I got a few strands that are trying to get away. We're going to give some tight wraps. And then I'm going to come in front of it, if I can get it to behave. We're going to lock it in, and then I'll go back over and cut that off. Now, I have seen some people do this with these kitchen scissors before, and I'm like, how in the world do you get in there and cut this itty bitty stuff? Like, these work perfectly fine. I've got a set that's even smaller, or a smaller set jaw, and that's for getting in and doing fine detail work, which I think those were actually a set of medical ones, but I will not attest to how I got my hands on them. Just know I got them. Alright. And with that, get some of this marabou. Oh, this is just beautiful, beautiful stuff. Love the coloring on that. Kind of reminds me of like almost like pheasant. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being weird. But, yeah, we'll say about that much. Alright. And then we're going to tie that over the top of it. Which, sitting there thinking, one of my friends, been a friend for a long time, he doesn't live around here anymore, but he messaged me on Facebook the other day. You know who you are, or I guess that was yesterday, this being Sunday. And he says, I don't know anything about fishing, but your videos are very relaxing, and I enjoy them. I was like, well, go ahead and say, these, what you do is you tie it on your line, you stick it in the water, and you go, here, fishy, 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 fishy. And that's called jigging. Which, of course, jig poles are usually long. But, no, what you're doing is emulating with these kind of baits, what you're doing. I'll use the one from the previous video. You'll have it on line, and you're sitting there going, making it come up, and then let it float back down. They come up, and let it go back down. And crappie, they like to attack on the rise. So, they'll come up and and then you're going to fight them, and then they're going to try to dive into the mud and all that fun stuff. Anyway, crappie are fun to catch. Especially get into a bed of them. But they are picky eaters. Some days they like colors better than others. Which I say that, I don't know. I firmly believe if it just looks halfway appetizing, they're going to hit it. Alright. And then I want just a little bit of this red to go on bottom. Kind of want this as kind of a bleeder effect. I don't know. The idea just kind of made me think, and I'm just like, see, this would be cool. Kind of doing stacked colors, and I like that idea. Which we're all about doing cool colors and stuff. Personally, I like doing this because it's, I like tying these kind because it's just so vibrant and cool. Alright, then we're going to come back here, try to get this wrap. There we go. Alright, we're going to tie that in and get that tied down. Trying to decide if I want to put any flashing in this. I don't know. What to use. I don't know. Let's see what I got. Because this is kind of an odd color combination. But I'm sure I've got... Ooh. Nah. I wish I had brown. Like this kind of color brown in this stuff. Because that would be awesome. Why not? Just a little bit of this gold. I don't want a whole lot. I think I'm going to only put one piece on each side. Because I don't want this to be gaudy or anything. But I think it'll serve its purpose well. Good enough. And then we go snippy snippy. And I'm going to take one piece and lay it on the side. Lay it on the line. We're going to tie it in. Like I said, I don't want this to have too much flash to it because it's going to be kind of an odd looking bug anyway. And I don't want it to scare off anything. But I want to have enough kapow, as per se, to grab some attention. I have no clue what this is trying to emulate or anything. I just thought it would be cool. You never know if you get into doing this kind of tying for yourself or for anybody else. You never know. You might come up with something kind of cool. All right, get that trapped over on that side. All right, now we are ready for our wrap material. All right, I've got brown and red, which, yeah, this brown's a lot darker, but I think it's going to pair well with this red with this. And I've got 4 strands of it, and they're all 6.5 inches long, roughly. But tie that in. As I said, this. No. Start making me make weird noises again. I usually don't cut these little edges off, but we're going to get it in here and go snippy. And then there's that. And no, I have not gotten any little hair clippies to cover this, but I'm going to give these a quick twist. Because I want these colors to kind of intermingle and mesh. I don't want too much of either one. I want the red to kind of highlight everything. But I wanted this to be a little bit bigger bodied bug. I wanted it to be a fat boy, like its creator. We tie that off. And like I said before, like all these little cutoffs and stuff, I kind of keep those off to the side, and I'll use those for different things. Like I got to start making fly fishing flies again soon, and I might make a video or two of those. Because me and my buddy are trying to go fly fishing again. Well, he got a fly rod. One of these days, I'm going to get one. This things ain't cheap though. Granted, I'm not going to go buy a $400 to $500 Orvis. As nice as they are, we're going to be looking at the cheapest setup on Amazon we can find. I don't know, I got a birthday coming up soon, so anybody wants to buy me a fly rod, you can be sweet to me. Anyway, I'm joking. Not really. Anybody that knows me knows I love to fish. Look at here. Squeezing. Squeezing. And squeezing. Okay, cool. Ooh, this video's running kind of long. Ooh, that red is popping underneath that light. I don't know. I wish I could get the color of the jig head whenever under its UV light, or whenever it's underneath the UV light, because it does not look red. It looks orange underneath this, like a burnt orange, and it's really kind of neat. Alright, time to pull this bug out thing. I probably could have put that on under the light a little bit longer. Alright, now let's get that excess cut off, and would you look at that? Kind of gives it a bleeder effect. I like it. Just an interesting little bug. Well, that's going to be all for this video. I think I've made it run just a little too long. Um, as usual, keep fishing. Take it easy.